Here's a bet. We flip a fair coin, completely fair. Heads, I give you £4. Tails, you give me 2. Would you take it? Most people go on gut. They feel lucky or they don't. Thing is, you don't need luck here. There's a number that settles it, the same number that keeps casinos, bookies, and insurance companies in business. Once you can work it out, and it takes about 10 seconds, you never look at a bet the same way again. So what's the number? The idea is almost stupidly simple. A bet is worth what it pays on average. Not just what you get if you're lucky, or what you lose if you aren't. The average, over every way it could go. The maths calls that the expected value. Let's do it for the coin. Right, the coin. Half the time it comes up heads, and you win £4. So the heads side is worth a half times 4. £2. Half the time it's tails, and you hand over 2. A half times -2. That's -1. Add them up, and 2 minus 1 leaves +1. That's it. On average, every flip of that coin hands you £1. So yes, take the bet. And if anyone ever offers it to you again, take it again. Now, what we just did has a posh name, and honestly, the notation is the only intimidating thing about it. Mathematicians write E of x for the expected value of some bet x. Then for each outcome, take its value, x, times its probability, p of x. Add them all up. That tall symbol, sigma, is just maths for add them all up. That's the entire formula. It came out of gambling, by the way, a gambler's argument that Pascal and Fermat settled in 1654, working out how to split the pot of an unfinished dice game. Try it on a die. Say a die pays out whatever it lands on. 6 outcomes, each a 1 in 6 chance. 1 through 6 adds up to 21. Divide that by 6 and you get 3.5. Which is odd, isn't it? You cannot roll 3.5. And that's the thing people miss. Expected value isn't a prediction of the next roll. It's the average of all of them. Keep that in mind, because it's where people usually get caught out. Now, on average is hiding something, so let's actually play it. 10 flips. You could easily be down after 10. I promise you nothing about 10 flips. 1,000 though, and your profit per flip is settling in around £1. 100,000, pinned to it, £1 a flip like gravity. There's a name for this, the law of large numbers. The more you play, the more your average closes in on the expected value. Short term, it's chaos. Give it time and the maths just takes over. And that gap between the short run and the long run, that's variance. Variance is why this stuff feels broken right when you need it. You can make 5 good bets, genuinely good, positive expected value, the maths all checked out. And lose all 5. You haven't been stitched up, you just live in the short run, and in the short run, luck is still driving. Every betting forum on the internet is full of the same question, my bets are good, why am I down? And the honest answer is that good and guaranteed are different things. The distance between them is variance, so keep both in your head. Expected value tells you which way the current flows. Variance is how rough the water gets on the way. Now think about how an actual bookie prices this stuff, because that's where it gets real. A fair coin flip deserves fair odds, even money. Put £1 on, win £1. But walk into an actual bookies and a two-way price looks more like 10 to 11. £11 on to win 10. Run our 3 steps on that one. Half the time you win 10, half the time you lose 11. Average it out and it comes to -50p for every 11 quid you put down. That gap between the fair price and the offered price is the margin, and it's inside every single price on the board before you've even picked a side. The bookie isn't gambling. He's standing on the plus side of the expected value all day long, whichever way the football goes. And once you clock it from the punter's side again, you see it everywhere. A lottery pays out less than it takes in. By design, that's what a lottery is. The casino's edge on a roulette wheel never takes a night off. An insurance premium sits above the expected claim, and weirdly, insurance can still be worth buying, but that's a story of its own. If you ever want the actual UK numbers, lottery tickets, premium bonds, all of it, I've worked them through on expectedvalue.co.uk. But before you go hunting for positive expected value everywhere, there's one bet that breaks the whole rule. So you'd think you just find positive expected value, bet it, and you're sorted. Not quite, because here's the bet that matters most. Say you've got £20,000, all of it, everything you've saved, and I offer you one flip of a coin that's weighted for you. 60% of the time you double to 40 grand. 40% you lose the lot. Run the number. 0.6 times 20,000 up, 0.4 times 20,000 down, and the expected value comes out at plus £4,000. The formula says take it, but you should almost certainly say no. Why? Because you don't live in the long run. You get one flip. And a 40% chance of ruin doesn't average out. Lose everything, and there's no long run left to rescue you. Expected value quietly assumes you can keep playing. When you can't, the number stops being the whole answer. And look, mathematicians hit this exact wall 300 years ago. 1713, Nicholas Bernoulli cooked up a coin game. Flip until you hit heads. The pot starts at £2 and doubles with every flip it survives. Work out the expected value and it comes out infinite, genuinely infinite. Every flip the game might survive adds another pound to the average and there's no last flip. And still, nobody sane would pay more than a few pounds to play it. The St. Petersburg paradox. The way out of it took a whole new idea, expected utility. And it comes down to this. A pound isn't worth the same to you when you're rich as when you're skint. So weigh outcomes by what they do to your life, not just what they pay. That's a rabbit hole for another day. For now, it boils down to this. Expected value tells you what a bet is worth. It doesn't tell you what you can afford. You need both. So back to that first coin, +4 -2, 50-50. You know now it's worth £1 a flip, and why that evens out eventually even when the short run's a mess. But you also know the question to ask before you trust the number. What does it cost me if it goes wrong? Honestly, that's more than most people who gamble ever work out. Next time money's on the line, a bet, a warranty, a punt on anything, do the 10-second sum. Worth it or not, then check what it'd cost you to be wrong. That's the whole game.